every single solitary thing. That's why Pisces people really have a difficult time walking this earth, because they can't understand all the cruelty. That's, it appears. Okay, let's find out. The boy mastered the fish and pulled it onto the bank. 6, 9, 1, 8. Okay, there's that 9 again. So we're coming down here to earth. Okay, we come down as a master. We come down that way. You know that. We come down as that. And we learn how to be human. That's what we're trying to learn how to do. Now how are we going to do it? We got a 9, we got a 7, and an 8. It's 15. No wonder. All right, well, what are we going to have to contend with? The first thing we're going to have to contend with is the devil. Okay, that's the personality of that fish. We're going to have to live every day and walk daily entombed. That was a good E word. Entombed. E-N-T-O-M-B. Entombed. All right, like in a coffin. You know, we're entombed. This spirit, this energy, this photon of light is entombed in this body. So we're going to deal with this devil, this body, this devil of a body, as it tells us everything about how to be human. Now I can promise you, he's got, what does those young say? The tibs? I got tibs or something they're called, whatever that word is. He's got the first place. Okay? He's got the first call on everything that has to do with this human body, from greed to love. He's got it all. He can teach you anything you want to know. He will tell you. Unfortunately, it's all lies. The Bible says he is a liar and the father of lies. So everything he's going to tell you is not true. So, anyway, the boy mastered the fish. So he had to master, what was that? Let me go back. Get it before I go on. What is fish? Oh, 24. Yeah. Coming down here on earth and contending with the devil. But when you add them both together, you get 24. Okay? What does 24 stand for? Well, on this day, here's what it stands for. So if you're born on the 24th, this is very important to you. Also, it represents food. Also, it represents doubt. Okay? Well, let's throw worry in there too. You want to? We'll just throw that in for good measure. But, so this boy mastered the fish and pulled it onto the bank. So, if this represents music and food and doubt and worry, then we have to master these things in our life. Well, Paula, I'm not a musician. You've got a song inside of you, a song, and it doesn't have words. It's called vibration. So you had an idea about music, and you have such ideas. Vibration. You have a natural inclination of harmonic resonance. The definition of music. You vibrate. Now my vibration might be da 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 dee da 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 dee doo 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 da 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 dee. That might be mine. Yours is entirely different. But you must find that vibration that's inside of you. You might have a vibration that goes like this. Do. That might be yours. Vibrate with it. You can't be coming over here and doing ba 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 bee ba loo ka da boo da boo ba ba dee doo ba ba zee loo ka ba. You can't come over here and get mine. This is it's my meaning divine. I don't mean mine, because that's a 13 and 25. That's death. Okay? This is 37, which is the magical portal. I need to clear up these things, because sometimes when I say, you can't say it's my car, my this, or my that, I have to clear it up. That's a magical portal. Okay? So it's my vibration. Anyway, you must conquer, master, listen, get in tune with, do, say, be, have, wear, drive, live, that vibration. Okay? Get the right, and this is a fish. So he had to go out there with the right fishing lines. He had to use the right bait. He had to be at the right temperature at the right time in the right waters, and he had to go there time and time and time and time and time and time and time. That's called repetition. It's like that's called repetition. It's called like playing the piano. You got to do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Okay? But anyway, you got to master this music, this vibrating energy that's inside of you. You cannot go against it. You cannot defeat it. You cannot quiet it. You cannot eliminate it. It's going to be and when you ignore it, it's going to sound out of tune, out of key, but it's not. It's you that is out of tune. The same thing with food. You've got to come in contact with what your body really needs. I am not advocating going on any diet or restricting your food. I am saying you have got to find out what works for you. There is food, and it is magical, just like this music is magical, that raises. That might have been another show. Raises your vibrations. Raises. It's not really, the term is not raising, but it allows them to come forth without obstruction. Because there's too much resistance. Remember I told you that devil? You know, he's resistance. That's why you're existing to start with. But when you start consuming the food in the proportion that you need it, your mind will get clearer. You'll get freer. You'll hear that music. You'll suddenly become more at peace. You'll see that the world that you invented and lived in is not the real world, but you are actually attuned and tied into something much larger than yourself. It's called changing the personal for the impersonal. And by doing these two things right here, guess what it gets rid of? It gets rid of those. You no longer have any doubt. You no longer worry about anything. Wow, wow. So, this boy mastered the fish and he pulled it onto the bank. Tobit 7:4, the Jerusalem Bible. Let's see where he pulled it to. You want to? If he mastered that fish, and that was a big deal, and he pulled it onto the bank. Pulled it onto the bank. 2, 1, 5, 11. That one is the magician. He realized, as in, I ought to pull that card. I might when I sit down. On this table, with all of us, it just happens to be exemplified in that card. On that table, he has everything that he could possibly need to walk this walk with. You do too. I do too. This boy did too. He had everything before he went. When he carried everything, literally he carried everything he needed, we do too. We come into this life to the mother we need to, the father who has brought us here, the circumstances, situations, family that we need to experience this life that we're going to experience. My goodness, watch this. I already saw it when I did it. 9. Okay? So here's that guy again coming down. You know, the hermit coming down. We got to come down here. And then what you're going to get? You're going to get a pen that don't work. So, let's see this one. You're going to get, woo, that's a nice one. You're going to start here, or you might start here, or you might start here, or you might start here. It all depends. But wherever you start, this is what you're going to do. All through your life. It's never going to stop. Never. And when it does stop, you won't be in this dispensation of time anymore. So you have all of the tools you need, and you're going to go through cycles and repetitions of cycles over and over and over. You're going to repeat them. If you want to call them lessons, call them lessons. Okay, you're going to repeat lessons and repeat lessons until you master it. When you master it, you'll pull it onto the bank. Now, we're not going to talk about what he did with the fish after he pulled it onto the bank, because we have no way of knowing. Good point. We have no way of knowing what's going to happen, ever. So, when we try to go back and redo something in our minds, I would say that would be cheating. Well, it's not going to happen anyway, because you can't go back and redo anything. What was I going to do? I was going to look up the magician, right? And, I don't have him in that one. Maybe I have him in this one. No, they're mine. Whew. Bunch of them in there, ain't it? Bunch of them. What's this? Well, I got me two. Let's see what they are. Whoa, you hear, oh, I can't read that little writing. Looking for the magician, though. See, that's what I was looking for. You hear, O Lord, the desire of the afflicted. You encourage them, and you listen to their cry. Yes, you do. Oh, that's Psalm 10:17. Okay? Cry. So, you hear, O Lord, the desire of the afflicted, and encourage them, and you listen to their cry. So here we have 3, 9, we've got that 25. Okay? That's the only thing that he or she or it hears, is that you are releasing your need to think that you need something other than what you have. Because whatever it is you're praying for is not Santa Claus. Okay? And we got a 25 there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and hold this out since I held the other ones out. So we got a 3 and 21. Is that right? Oh, me. Let me make sure before I go to talking and a dancing. There's that 46 again. Remember that other show? 46. Remember? Pushing up. Remember? Rising. Remember? Boiling water. And what happens when water boils? What does it produce? Remember? It produces steam. What makes the engine go? Steam. What overcomes inertia? Steam. Inertia. You know, because you hear this commercial all the time, a body at rest tends to stay at rest. So you have to have a lot of this to move that. So what we got? 1, 2, 5, 1, and a 4, 6, 3, 4, 7. That's right. It's got to die. It's got to be transformed. That's death. Okay. So that boiling water is changed. It's still water. Still water, we're still the same. We're still always the same. People don't change, seasons do. But it turns into more of what it is, which is steam. It's another flavor, if you will, of what water is. Steam is still water, just in another form. And if you freeze it, what do you have? Ice. 9, 3, 5. We got a 14 and a 3. So there's balance. And you got 17, which is a star. Okay. Let's say inertia. We'll come back to that star in a minute. I might look that up. I was going to look up magician, but I might look up star. Okay, inertia. So we got to move this inertia. How do we do that? We do that with 9, 5, 5, 5, 9, 2, 9, 1. 14, 23, 24. 14, 23, 24. I think I started this with that. Music. Hearing the sound of your own music. See, until you do, you ain't going to move. You'll go through the motions like a robot. But when you hear your music, child, you're going to start moving and a grooving. You're going to be more of what you are because you're going to steam. Let me see. That's how you're going to move. You got to get in touch with your music. What's this, 14, 16? Let's make sure. We got a 5 and a 9, 14, 16. And that is exactly what that is. You know what that is? Tower. So every single day, with all that wheel of fortune turning and turning in your life, all that chaos, all that confusion, all those questions, all those arguments, all those everything, confrontations, you're going to have them all the time. That's the tower. Trying to move this inertia. Trying to move it. Get it moving, get it moving, get it moving, get it moving. So put that 16, which is the tower, right, with this 24, you got a 40. And when you have a 40, you have the base. You have, what's those things all those young people put in the back of their cars, those bases? And I think that's called, BASS. But anyway, boom, 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 boom. It's rhythm. You get in touch with your own rhythm and you start moving with this 40. Because you go through stages. Let me tell you the stages. You want to? I'll go ahead and do it. Okay. We start off with this indescribable essence. We'll call him Keter if you want to. And then we go to Chakma. And then we go to Bina. Then we go to the Empress. And I think